In a small village surrounded by mountains, there lived a young boy named Kiran. Every evening, the villagers would light lanterns outside their homes. The glowing lights made the village look beautiful, even during the darkest nights. But Kiran hated the darkness. Not the darkness outside, the darkness inside him. Kiran dreamed of becoming an artist. He loved painting rivers, trees, and sunsets. As a child, people admired his drawings. Teachers praised him, and friends believed he would become famous one day. But as he grew older, life became difficult. His father fell sick. Money became scarce. Villagers began saying things like, "Dreams don't feed families." Slowly, Kiran stopped painting. He took small jobs around the village and buried his dream deep inside his heart. Years passed, and the colors in his life faded. He smiled less, spoke less, dreamed less. One winter evening, a violent storm hit the village. Rain poured heavily. Wind howled through the streets. One by one, the lanterns outside people's homes blew out until the entire village fell into darkness. The villagers locked themselves indoors, waiting fearfully for morning. But then Kiran noticed something strange. At the far end of the village, one lantern was still glowing. Curious, he wrapped himself in a blanket and walked through the storm. The rain soaked his clothes, and the cold wind pushed against him, but the small light continued shining steadily. When he finally reached the lantern, he saw an old woman sitting beside it calmly. Kiran asked, "How is your lantern still burning in this storm?" The old woman smiled gently. She opened the lantern and showed him something surprising. Inside, surrounding the flame, were tiny pieces of broken glass carefully arranged like a shield. Kiran looked confused. The woman said softly, "The flame survives because the broken pieces protect it." Those words struck Kiran deeply. The old woman continued, "Most people think broken things are useless. But sometimes our pain becomes the very thing that protects our light." Kiran stood silently as the storm roared around them. For years, he had viewed his struggles as proof that life had defeated him. His failures, disappointments, and hardships had become reasons to give up. But now he wondered, what if pain was not meant to destroy him? What if it was meant to shape him? That night, after returning home, Kiran searched through an old wooden box hidden beneath his bed. Inside were his forgotten paintbrushes. His hands trembled as he touched them. The next morning, for the first time in years, Kiran began painting again. At first, his paintings were rough and uncertain. But slowly, color returned to his world. He painted the storm, the lantern, and the broken glass protecting the flame. Months later, travelers passing through the village stopped to admire his artwork. Soon, people from nearby towns came to buy his paintings. But the greatest change was not his success. It was the light that returned to his eyes. Years later, Kiran became known as the painter of lanterns. Whenever young people asked him the secret behind his art, he would smile and say, "Never be ashamed of your broken pieces. They may become the reason your light survives the storm." And from that day on, every winter, the villagers placed tiny pieces of colored glass around their lanterns, a reminder that even broken things can protect something beautiful.